Imagine being one game away from the Champions League and one game away from relegation at the exact same time. You might be wondering how that's possible. Well, this football club is Deportes Limanche, an absolutely tiny football club who play in this tiny stadium with these really nice views in the country of Chile. Well, last season, they got promoted to the Chilean top flight for the first time in their history. This is their first ever season in the top flight, and it's going about as well as it can get for them. With 4 games left, they are 1 point above the relegation zone. They're in for an absolute relegation dogfight. But you're probably thinking, where does the qualification for the Champions League come into this? The Copa Libertadores is the South American version of the Champions League. It's a huge competition, and their games look like this. So how would that even be close to coming to a stadium here? Well, despite struggling in the league, Deportivos Limanche are in the Chilean Cup, just like every other team in Chile. And the other day, they qualified for the final of this competition. But unlike England, where the finalists of the FA Cup get to the Europa League, in Chile, you go to the Copa Libertadores. That would be like in England, if you won the FA Cup, you go to the Champions League. But here's the catch with all this. If they do win their cup final and qualify for the South American Champions League, but get relegated in the league, they will not be allowed to participate in the South American Champions League, as second division teams are not allowed to participate in it. But basically, their upcoming games define their entire future. They can win the cup and stay up and be in the Champions League of South America next season. They can win the cup and go down, get their first ever piece of silverware, but they're not in the Champions League in South America next season. Or they can lose the cup final and go down and go back to obscurity to where they came. Well, the team they're playing in the cup final, Huachipato, are 9th in the league, so they might actually fancy their chances there. But in terms of the league, they have some really tough games coming up. So what's it going to be for this tiny football club from Chile? Is it glory, or is it just obscurity again?